Hello guys, this is Dr. Possibility from Excel Academy. Kindly make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure that you register with Excel Academy. In this tutorial, I'm just going to explain my part 1 of system histology revision. So I'm going to project different types of slides from different systems of the human being. So please make sure that you watch my part 2, which I am going to post very soon. So let's quickly look at the first question. Name the cell indicated by the red arrow. So if you look at this slide is just the slide of the skin. And then the cell which has been indicated by the red arrow, which is this cell here, these cells are just the melanocytes. And then the next question is name the cells indicated by the blue arrow, which are these cells here. So these cells, their main job is just to produce what? To produce keratin, and they are known as the keratinocytes. Okay, let's quickly look at the next slide. So name the slide. So if you look at this slide is just simply the spleen. So this is just the spleen. Label the part marked A and B. So the parts marked A and B, they are in the area of the spleen, which is known as the red pump. So if you look at A is just simply the splenic cord, and the splenic cord, you can look at the presence of lymphocytes, the presence of macrophages, and many other components. Then B is just the splenic sinus, which just contains hemopoietic cells. Okay, so let's quickly move on and look at the next slide. Name the slide. So if you look at this slide is taken from the tongue. This slide is taken from the tongue, and they have specifically projected the taste buds. So they have specifically projected the taste bud. So you can put tongue and then you put the taste bud. So how can you know that this is the taste bud? You can see there the taste pores. You can see the gustatory cells, which I'm going to state down there. So label the part shown by arrows. So the red arrow is showing the gustatory receptor cells. So the gustatory receptor cells are the cells that filled up the taste bud or in the tongue. And then the yellow part is just the blue part is just the taste pores, and then the yellow part is just the gustatory hair. Okay, let's quickly move on and look at the next slide. Label the part marked A and B. So there should have B there. So A is just the epithelium, which is a non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. And then when you look at B is just the lamina propria. So this slide is just the slide of the tonsil. So this slide is just the slide of the tonsil. So there should be B there. What is the function of the part marked C? So the part marked C, these are just some lymph nodes. This is just the lymph nodes with the germinal center. So if you look at the function of the lymph nodes, is just to filter lymph. So it normally filters lymph. Let's quickly move on and look at this slide. Name the part marked A. So before we state the part marked A and B, we need to understand that this slide is taken from the skin, because you can see some sebaceous gland, and then you have the erector pili muscle. So this slide is just this the part marked A is just the erector pili muscles, and then the part marked B is just the sebaceous glands. Okay, let's quickly move on and look at the next question. Name the slide. So if you look at this slide is just that of a tongue. So this is just the tongue. Label the part marked with letter. So here you can look at that part, also that part, those parts. So these are just some test bands. Okay, and if you know the test part, you can see some cells there which are gustatory receptor cells. Yeah, so state the cell found in the part marked A, so it's just the gustatory receptor cells. Okay, the next question is name the slide. So if you look at this slide, you can look at the presence of the bronchiole, you can look at the presence of the pulmonary artery, and then this one is the pulmonary vein. So if you look at that, this is just the pulmonary vein, and then this is the pulmonary artery, and then this one is the bronchiole, and then you can look at the alveolar ducts there. So this slide is just the lung. Label the parts shown by the arrow. So the right arrow is just showing the bronchiole, and then the blue arrow is showing the pulmonary artery. Okay, so we can move on. Name the slide. So if you look at this slide, this is just the ovary. So this is just the ovary. Label the part shown by the black arrow. So we are talking about this part here, this part here. So this part is just the zona pellucida. So this part is just the zona pellucida, which plays a role in acrosomal reaction, and it makes sure that it prevents polyspermy, whereby not more than one sperm fertilize an oocyte. Okay, so I'll go more in detail concerning this same slide in my next videos. Like I always say, like I stated when we were revising histology of tissues, I said my videos are being made in such a way that you have to know these slides in chunks and not everything at once. That's the reason why I've given this specifically, just focus on a specifically one item, and then next time in the next slide I'm going to explain more parts of this slide. Okay, name the part marked A. So if you look at these parts, this is just a slide from the skin. If you look at these guys, these are sweat glands and those are also sweat glands. But you need to understand that these sweat glands and those sweat glands, they are different. So the guys which are marked with A are just apocrine sweaty glands. So they are apocrine sweaty glands. So these guys, mostly the apocrine sweaty glands are not stained dark. The apocrine sweaty glands are not stained black. But if you look at the eccrine sweaty gland, which have been marked by B, the eccrine sweaty gland, these ones, they normally stainy dark. So you need to understand these two different slides. Okay, let's move on and look at the next slide. Okay, name the part marked A. So this slide is a slide of the skin. So this slide is the slide of the skin. So we have been given to name this part. So this part is just the Meissner corpuscle. This part is just known as the Meissner corpuscle. So state the function of the part marked A. So the function of the Meissner corpuscle is just to sense fine touch. So its major objective is it's sensitive, or it helps you to know that there is some touch on your skin. Yeah. Alright guys, thank you very much guys for joining me. Please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also make sure that you contact me in case you have any questions. Thank you very much for joining me. This was Dr. Possibility from Excel Academy.